All right, so a lot of kind of change in that running back room so far from from the spring to the fall. What have you kind of taken away from it in these first 2 weeks?
There's a lot of competition in that room, and there's 4 or 5 guys that can play at any time. I like the young guy that came in, Sip. He's pushing all the older guys, but I think there's a lot of competition these next 2 weeks. I haven't set on a starter. I still think there's a couple of weeks that we can compete for the position and for that depth chart, but overall I'm very excited.
Scatterville seems like he's been kind of like one of the more competitive players on this team, kind of always getting in the defense during those inside run periods. What do you see from him, and how do you feel like that competitive edge kind of fuels him?
That competitive toughness, that mental toughness, and he'll bring it in the game, and we got to keep all those guys healthy, and that's the main part. But I like how he's going about his business and being a professional and trying to be a leader vocally, but it'll be tough to tackle those guys.
David kind of made a transition this year from wide receiver to running back. What have you kind of seen from him, and how do you feel like that transition's going so far?
I think it's going pretty well. It's a new position, especially now you have to run between the tackles, and usually he's a perimeter guy, and so he's going to be a weapon out there. We just got to find out where he fits, that he can be a all-purpose back, but I'm excited for that process.
What do you feel like has been the most difficult thing or the biggest challenge for him so far, just with that transition?
I think with all the young guys that are making transitional moves, it's the picking up of the protections, identifying defense. It's just things from a football intelligence that has to be picked up because you're coming from a new position. But that's for young guys that just come in too as well. So, but we're working on it every single day.
What about DeCarlos Brooks? Seems like he's kind of been one of the guys to get a lot of reps so far. What have you seen from him during camp?
I like the way he goes about his business as well. Does the right thing all the time. Great on pass protection. Can get the hard 1-2 yards, and so I like our combination of guys that will enter this season.
How do you feel like it seems like it's a very diverse room, a lot of different skill sets from all the players? How do you kind of feel like they're able to help each other out with their different skill sets?
They're a close-knit group. I think everybody brings their strengths and then their weaknesses. The good thing about it is everybody helps out each other, and they know what their role is, and then the definite role is going to be within the next 2 weeks. But I told them they have to be prepared because you never go who's down, and then it's your opportunity to take over. And so I think they're going about it pretty well. And it's been a hard fall camp for them, and so they get a couple of days rest, and then we'll get at it.
What do you feel like has been the biggest challenge so far, as the group as a whole, through these first 2 weeks?
Just learning a new offense and the terminology and all the tags to it and everything else. But they've gone about their business pretty well and know the offense pretty well.
What about some things that have maybe impressed you through these first 2 weeks?
I like the professionalism. I like the way that they transition from learning the concept in the classroom and then working on the field, and that transition has been smooth. And so they all have very high football intelligence, and I think that translates well for them on the field.